Incredibles 2. Now, I, like most people in the world, have been waiting 14 years for this sequel to the incredible movie, which was The Incredibles, no pun intended. But does this movie live up to the expectations that people had of 14 years of worth of expectation? Does this movie come anywhere near close to the first one? Let's find out in this full review of Incredibles 2, which I just saw. Now, before we begin, if this is your first time here, or if you just can't remember, my name is Puneet and you're watching the Afterthoughts Network. Let's get to it. Now, Incredible 2 comes 14 years later than the original Incredibles 1 came. It has the same director in Brad Bird, same actors with Craig T. Nelson, Holly Hunter and Samuel L. Jackson, as well as we get all the same cast from the first one. Everyone has come together to give us the sequel, and I think the reason it's very late because Brad Bird doesn't like doing sequels. He has said that many times before, but I think Disney just convinced him somehow to get back into the Incredibles franchise, and now we have Incredibles 2, and I have to say, it is incredible, no pun intended yet again. This movie is amazing. I really loved this movie. But before we begin discussing this movie, without spoilers of course, we should discuss the Pixar short that was accompanying this movie, the Pixar short that played before this movie. Wow, that short is brilliantly done. It is one of the best Pixar shorts, I have to say. Not the best, but one of the best. It had heart, it was funny, it made me cry in the end. And it was a very short story. So you see, Pixar has got this formula down. They know how to pull at your heartstrings, how to make things entertaining, and how to get you invested in them. Getting back to Incredibles 2, I think this is, if not better, as much good as the first Incredibles was, which was back in 2004. But in this movie, we have everyone back, the whole cast is back, the music director is back, the director is back, everyone is here, and they give us a story which is a sort of a rehash of the original, but not exactly. They have something new playing around, so it's not exactly a rehash of the original one, but it follows the same path and follows some similar story beats, which make this very interesting and very fun to watch. This is absolutely a funny, entertaining, action-packed summer blockbuster movie, which is also a superhero movie. But this movie is not a typical superhero movie. This is a character-driven story through and through. In this movie, the heroes, the villains, they are not the front and center. They are not the most important part of this movie. This movie is actually about the story of this family that just incidentally happen to be superheroes. I have to say this because it needs to be said. In the first movie, my favorite character was Dash. He was funny, he had really great quips, he had a really great character arc, and he had really great superpowers. I really loved him, and just the way he acted and reacted to things was brilliantly done in the first movie. But in this movie, my favorite character changed. I really love Jack. Yeah, this guy. I just love him. He's cute, he's cuddly, he's fun, and he does the same things that Dash did in the first part. He acts and reacts to things that you just don't expect. So watching him for the first time, well, not the first time, we saw a couple of minutes of Jack in the first part, but now when we get to see the everything Jack can do and how he acts and how he reacts to things and what all encourages him to take certain actions is just funny. And in this movie, each character gets his own action sequence for once. And I think even after everything, even after you see Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible and Dash and Violet and Frozone, you get to see Jack Jack, and you will remember Jack Jack throughout this movie. Even after you get out of this movie, you'll remember Jack Jack. He's so cute and fun and action packed that he was totally the standout character from this movie, and I would love to see a new short story, a new movie similar to the Jack Jack action which we got earlier, a story with Jack Jack and Edna Mode. Those two are really... Edna Mode was great in the first movie, and in this time she has a cameo, not a full-fledged role, but she's great too. But the standout character is Jack Jack. I just loved him. This movie is not exactly about the action. Action is there, yes, because it's a superhero movie, it has to be there. But this movie is not about the action. This movie is about how these characters are progressing in their life, what all things they are going through, how this family deals with things as a normal family as well as a family who are just superheroes. So seeing their character dynamics, how they act and react to things is the heart of this movie, and this movie does it brilliantly. Brad Bird again at his one of the best directing performances, and everyone has done their part brilliantly to make a fun, energetic, entertaining, action-packed summer blockbuster movie, and that's why it did a brilliant opening. In its opening weekend in America, it made like $180 million opening weekend. That's like 8th highest grossing opening weekend ever. So just imagine how much people have waited for this and how much people are actually loving it. If you're still planning to see it and haven't seen it till now, please stop watching this video, book a ticket and just go out and watch this movie. It's brilliant. This is not a kid movie because it's animated. It's actually a movie directed towards the adult audiences, which is also kid friendly movie. You can take your kids. So have you seen this movie, or are you planning to see this movie this weekend? Please write it down in the comment section below and let me know what are your thoughts on this movie. And if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you hated it for some reason, please give it a thumbs down. And if you want to see more content from our channel, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get notified whenever a new video drops, which will be very soon because we are going to watch Ocean's 8 this weekend too. So till the next video drops, my name is Puneet and you're watching the Afterthoughts Network. Bye bye.